Wow, I can't believe I'm really here. 3 years, and I just hit 1,000. I can finally say it's time for me to step up. You all asked your questions, and I'm here to answer them. This is my 1,000 sub special. I think that some of the writing could be done better, and some of them often can't decide what threads to show in each movie. I like Sunset Shimmer as a character because she brings something to the table that none of the other characters have done, which is being in a place of experience and almost like an anti-hero role, and then kind of turning into a paragon character. The Dazzlings are definitely my top tier villains in the canon, though I will say that Gaia Glory gives them a small run for their money. Are you asking for one? In all seriousness though, I would like to. I wasn't really a fan of Makora after season 2, like let's be real, nobody was. And I would just love to tear that ship a new one. Though it might be fun to look at Korasami, as I feel that it has some of the similar problems I had with Katang, if not a little more. I think the one thing that's stopping me is that I really didn't like the finales or the villains of the first 2 seasons because they tended to be just hypocrites bent on their own selfish desires and nothing more in depth. But, you know, I might see something there that just wasn't there before. I like drawing, learning, and making positive differences for those I care about, even when it means that I have to be miserable in the process. Hence my cutie mark. I love learning about dragons, and I'm really looking forward to learning about the hippogriffs and the hippocampus. Wait, are they both the same or are they interchangeable? I don't know. Anyway, but I think as far as drawing, I prefer the original 4. Alicorn, Pegasi, Unicorn, Earth Pony. My Little Pony and Ever After High. I don't watch it often because even though the first 2 episodes are absolutely amazing, the rest is very stupidly sitcom-y. I like their conflicting ideals on destiny and what that means, despite maybe going back on some of those ideals. It's kind of weird. Besides, it might be interesting to see what each character looks like in each other's styles. That and their dresses are pretty. I'm assuming you mean the MLP and EQG movies, right? So, I'll have to say my favorite is a tie between Everfree movie and Rainbow Rocks. Rainbow Rocks had more emphasis on character development. I feel like it had a better hold of it, while Everfree had more of a sympathetic villain that we didn't really see before then. And that's really different, considering the fact that most of the villains that we've seen beforehand have not been very complex. They've been pretty simplistic. The most complex we're gonna go with in the show is probably the one from Shadow's Play. Or Shadow Play? Shadow's Play. Shadow Play. I don't know. From the MLP movie, I mean, I like Tempest, but let's face it, Zuko did it so much better. The original Shaolin Showdown, American Dragon Jake Long, and Kids Next Door. We had Shaolin Chronicles, but it was really confusing for me, and I didn't really like how the original ended. Jake Long ended on such a cliffhanger, it begged to be continued. Moreover, Kids Next Door was going to have a sequel, which just sucks because it looked really cool. I don't know. They both kind of suck. I mean, I prefer more fantasy elements in my shows and in my stories, but usually in those I'm either a red shirt, a damsel in distress, or the one that's being told, hush hush, the men are talking. I know that there are some shows, movies, and books that aren't like that, but yeah, it gets a little annoying when you get to those tropes. American Dragon Jake Long. The different dragons, colors, creatures would make life so much more interesting. I've heard, seen them both, haven't finished either one of them, and I just really don't want to. No offense.
This place is filled with these ladies!
So without spoiling too much for my 3,000 sub mark, because that's when I wanted to do the fully realized backstory to my OC, as to how I can use magic, my mom and dad are both unicorns. I just happen to have a mutation where my magic doesn't work through a horn and just kind of works through my hooves by using touch and flowing energies. I can levitate things, but I could never levitate anything that's bigger than I can lift, or just not touching a surface I'm touching, you know what I mean? Though, to be fair, I am much stronger for my credit. My brother's a Pegasus, but that's because there are Pegasi in my family, but for the most part, it's unicorns. Okay, real talk. When designing my OC, it took about 3 different versions, including the one that I was going with here. Red, black, and white are my favorite colors, so it just happened to be considered edgy and villainous, so I decided to parody the edginess and villainy to be more funny and serious at times. I also like the archetype. It's fun to play with at times. And I have seen it done before, but not really for comedic relief. Although sometimes it is. I don't know. I like to play with it. If we're talking at a character standpoint, she feels that she's a necessary evil. That even when the chips are down, her ideology is that heroes don't come up to the plate aside from some sort of praise or reward. I mean, if we're talking on looks alone, Daybreaker, because damn, she's hot! Well, a lot of things have inspired me to do the channel. Not all of them are considered good anymore, or they've changed roles in my life since then. My ex, Spectre Spark, told me that I should just do it, you know? And I'm grateful for that. Brony Analysts had inspired me to review and analyze the show because I had never really seen it done before when I was in high school. It's been a great journey to be on it with everyone. It's had its ups, its downs, from drama that spurred the whole community to their breaking points. I think doing this, I really didn't know what I was doing. Even now, I don't really know what I'm doing. Even if what small part of you like my stuff, my art, my bad jokes, the changing ideals I have, if it makes you smile, any kind of smile on your face, then it's all worth it in the world. Thank you, every pony. Thank you, everyone, for the greatest years of entertaining you. This has been your future evil overlord, CrimsonGlow, and...
Like you can call yourself that now.
What?
Don't pretend you can't see me.
I thought... No, you're not...
Real? Have you forgotten me so easily? Or are you just pretending for a good audience that this is who you really are? Strong, independent, willful, with neither a worry or care.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Child, I've seen you at your worst, and I've seen you at your best. And this is truly your lowest point. From somebody who wanted to take all of Equestria to this.
I don't need you to be villainous. I can do it myself. I have my own way.
By doing what? Making kissy face with your latest boy toy? By helping those too pathetic to realize their true potential on their own? By reviewing shows that are about to end made for children and ships no one cares about that you don't even research well? Is this really how you plan on taking control? Face it, Scarlet. You've gotten soft. You've lost everything that made you unique a long time ago. No wonder your most popular videos involve people better and more successful. It's the only way you get any attention. You're not even considered dark and edgy without me by your side. Why even try when you have nothing special about you? Your art is subpar. You've been making videos for 3 years, and Only 1,000 people are willing to listen to your flawed logic? You think that's a reason to celebrate? You've lost your true focus, little Scarlet. Let's begin. You have those markings for a reason. You should remember who you are, what you are. Let me teach you.
You're right. Sanguine.
Let's get to work.
What